Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Kindred Kitchen. I'm V.
And I'm Pam.
And the camera is helping itself out today. But we need to talk.
Yes.
So this is one of those topics that I think a lot of us need to pay attention to before we speak about. And the topic is much lying around how we look, about if we're overweight or obese.
And how society sees us.
Yes. So there's a societal assumption that if we are overweight or obese, that we are unhappy and unhealthy.
And we're going to get into all that. Make sure you go down and subscribe down below. And I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. And when I talk about my experiences, I know you will be able to relate to something that I've said.
Yes. So we want to hear from you. What are the things you've heard, that took you to a completely different headspace, but I don't think it does anything to the person saying it. So comment down below.
Let us know. And I'll tell you what triggered this for us, that we really need to talk about this, is a few weeks ago on my personal social media page, I just posted kind of a before and after picture because I'm down about 85 pounds right now. And you can really see a difference. And there have been people in groups and stuff asking, like, post a before and after picture. So I thought, well, I'll just throw one up on my personal page. Yeah. Because I don't think I've talked about how I'm losing weight. And I know a lot of my friends on my page struggle with weight loss too. Yeah. There's a lot of people out there. So I posted my picture. I posted what I'm doing to lose weight and how I'm feeling. That I feel good. I can keep up, I'm hiking. I keep up with my kids, all of this. And I just feel really good. I feel really clean. I feel like I'm eating clean. I'm eating healthy for my body. And it feels good.
Yeah, and you know that after the meal, a lot of people tend to feel sleepy, or we don't feel any of that. Like, I would say the way of eating that we've adopted has in fact helped me get through this pandemic without having to worry about if I don't go to the gym, I won't lose the weight. Yeah. So
I posted that picture and wrote, a little bit about it. And I got a lot of people saying, oh, you look amazing. You're doing great. All of this positive stuff. But there were two people that said, I can't remember how they worded it. They said, it's good to see you looking happy and healthy. Or it's good that you're feeling happy and healthy. Or something like that. And I thought to myself, let me read this again. Let me read what I wrote. So I went back and read it and I was like, I never said I wasn't happy or I wasn't healthy before. I never said that. I've never said that I wasn't happy or healthy. And if you look at it, I was obese. I was up to 247 pounds at my highest. But never did I have any hypertension, any heart disease, no diabetes, no thyroid issues, no all of those other, no cancer, all of those other diseases that you tend to associate with obesity. I had not had any of them. I was actually very healthy. Now, of course, I know that being that overweight, you are at a higher risk of these things down the road. So it's not like I felt like I could never have them, but I have never been unhealthy. And as far as unhappy, I think that's another one. And I'll tell you a couple of stories from when I ran. I used to run, and I was a good 200 pounds when I was running. I used to run maybe 3 or 4 times a week because we would go to Curves and work out. Yeah. And I would run before I went to Curves. Yeah,
she would run at the Greenway, which is like kind of like a trail built within nature here. Yeah. And I didn't go there. I would go to the gym, and we would decide that this is what we're gonna do before we get to Curves. So we'd get some form of cardio in before we did our strength. So Pam would usually walk or run. She would do the running part mostly, and I would do something at the gym, and then we'd both.
Yeah. So I would run at least the out and back trail was 2.2 miles. So I would do at least 2.2 miles. Yeah. And sometimes if I had a little time, I would do up to 3 miles, And one day I was running in the morning and there was a guy coming the opposite direction, and he was actually older than me, significantly older than me, and he was walking. And I know he did not mean it negatively. He meant it to be encouraging. He said, keep it up. That's how we lose weight. I was like, really? really? Like you're gonna, I know he did not mean it in a harmful way. So I didn't say anything, but it just took me aback. It's like, okay, do you say this to everybody on the Greenway? Exactly. Are you singling me out? Do you think you're being encouraging? Because you're not. It's not encouraging. Yeah. And, that kind of took me back. Yeah. And then there was another one. I was doing intervals this day. I would run, I would push it for 1/10 of a mile, and then I would walk 1/10 of a mile. This was on a weekend when my husband went and was doing some running as well. So I would walk, and then I would push it and sprint for 1/10. Walk for 1/10, sprint for 1/10. And this guy on the Greenway, he was younger, he was running. He thought he was being encouraging. He's like, oh, don't quit, you got it, you're almost there. And I thought to myself, really? What are you talking about? First of all, you don't know what I'm doing. You don't know that I'm doing intervals or whatever. And there's a whole bunch of people out here running, and you're not saying it to any of them. Yeah. You singled me out. Is it because I'm the fat girl running? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I know they meant well. But those are some of those subtle ways, I think, that we feel like we're being encouraging when really we're not. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Like I said, it hits different people different ways. But again, when you're saying this comment to one specific person, it does feel like you're singling them out. You're putting them in the spotlight. Yeah. And because I'm overweight does not mean I'm unhealthy. Yeah. It does not mean I can't run. Yeah. It does not mean I can't do intervals. Exactly. And it doesn't mean that because I'm overweight, it doesn't mean that I'm just starting my running either. It's not like I just started today or something. And none of them meant any harm by it, but it is hurtful. Yeah.
And that, I would like to add something here that even before we lost all this weight, I used to have like yearly checkups done, the blood checks, and I have been pretty healthy. Like I was overweight, yes, but I never had any such issues related to health problems. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people do associate with you being on the bigger side means that you definitely have a problem, and they tend to comment that way. Mm-hmm.
And they think in their head they're thinking that, whether they're saying it or not. Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm not guilty of it too. There was one other incident when I was hiking and I was with my family. Yeah. And this was a hike that we've done many times because it's near our house and there's just gorgeous views at the top. And my family, we were all within a few yards of each other, but we were spread out a little bit. We were going up, there were some people going up behind us, and then there was a family coming down, and the woman looked me in the eye, and she said, "You're almost there, keep going, you're almost there." I just looked at my husband, and after she passed, I looked at my husband. I was like, "Yeah, I know I'm almost there. I've done this hike many times. This isn't new for me." And then I was like, "She didn't say it to you or you or you. She said it to me. She singled me out." Yeah. Now my boys are all very tall and thin, and they look healthy. But me and Jackson are actually the ones that work out. My boys really do not. But she picked me to single out of all these people. And I know she was trying to be kind and encouraging, but it hurts. But it hurts, and it's not right. And it's those subtle, stereotypes that we have in our head, like you said, that we must be unhealthy and unhappy. And I also want to comment about the unhappy thing, because I've thought this for a very long time, really since I lost my mother. We're complex human beings. We can have more than one emotion at a time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I may not, and this applies to everything across the board, but I may not be 100% happy with my body right now, but that does not mean I'm not a happy person. Yeah.
And that comes down to, like my kids. If I am angry or I'm upset about something, that doesn't mean that's how I'm gonna talk to my kids. Mm-hmm. So there's two emotions going right there on the back of my head. I am upset about something, but right here I'm not gonna act that way with my kids. So you can have two emotions. Mm-hmm. But it's,
and I've always thought, since my mom died, it's like, yes, I will always be sad that I don't have my mom with me any longer, because she died when I was 27, so I was still pretty young. I had just had my son. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that I don't find joy in my life. I'm not just a one-dimensional person.
And that also doesn't mean that because she's gone, there's going to be times where you're going to feel like, oh, I wish my mom was here, right? So yeah, it's totally, and more than anything else, just because you are a certain body type does not make you susceptible to just being happy or sad. It doesn't mean if you're skinny you're happy all the time, or if you're not skinny that means you're supposed to be sad all the time. I think it's,
I know, and I've always said this, that I love my body and everything it does for me, you know what I mean? No matter what weight I am, and it's not always easy to show your body in public, you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that, you know, somehow I just hate my body or something like that.
And that has to do more with mentality, because when I went to the beach about a month or so ago, I was texting her from the bathroom, like, I am in my swimming suit, but I don't know if I want to get out of the bathroom. So
it is hard.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you hated your body.
Yeah. Exactly. That doesn't mean I hate my body.
Right.
It's just a mindset that, and it's true. See, we did the video about the loose skin before, and it's different how Pam's body is and how my body is. And I mean, my husband said, you look like a trainer walking down the beach. That's what he said to me, and I was like, I just looked at him for 2 minutes, you know. I was like, really? But you know, it's not that I didn't like the way. I was in fact proud of myself that I was able to carry it off, pull it off, you know. But that it doesn't mean that before I lost all this weight, I was unhappy. Yes, I am happy that I can do more things with my kids. Like, I was able to go to the beach and enjoy the beach with my kids.
And that's the biggest thing. Yeah. Is being able to do more with my family and feel comfortable doing it. You know?
And it's not like we couldn't do it before. Like,
I hiked, I ran, I did all those things before.
And we've done all the heavy lifting before this, you know. We've done several things. My schedule has always been really, really busy, and Pam knows about it. And being able to run through that busy schedule without being winded, that's a pretty big deal in itself. So it doesn't have to do with not being a fat person means sad, or being a skinny person means you're happy. And this is
fat means you're unhealthy, and being skinny means you're healthy. So not true.
Not true. And it's a typical stereotype, and we need to make this a trend. We need to
break that cycle. We need to stop doing it to ourselves, because I will tell you, I am guilty of it. There was a gentleman at the gym before COVID, when we used to go to the gym, and I was still heavy myself, but he was a lot heavier. And he would be on the elliptical or something and just pounding it out and doing a great job and stuff. And you know, the temptation is to say, keep it up. You're doing awesome. You know, and then you take a second and think, you have to think, would I say this to everybody? Anybody? You know what I mean? And I had said before, you're doing awesome, you know, because we're all there trying our best. But you have to think about, before the words come out of your mouth, take a second. Think about what you're saying.
And would you like it being said to you? So.
And then another thing to think about is it any of my business? You know, should I be saying this to some stranger? Is it my business at all? Should I just leave it alone and not say anything? Because sometimes not saying anything is better.
I usually tend to just give them a smile and walk along. I think that's the best strategy, you know, because I have never walked up to anyone or said anything like that, but I just give them a smile, and I don't know, I just, you know, I feel like at the gym, first of all, I felt it was embarrassing because a lot of people have headphones on and they might not listen to you. You look like a fool. So I've always held back. I don't say anything. I just give a smile and move along. But I mean, and to be honest, before we sat and thought about this, I didn't think of it. But when she said it to me, and I was like, now I see it. So it's not, they might mean well, nothing bad, but at the end of the day, it comes down to encouraging only the fat person. You could say it to the skinny person too.
Yep. Another thing you can think about is, would I appreciate that if somebody said it to me? How would I feel if the roles were reversed and the person I want to say it to, if they were saying it to me, would I welcome that comment? And if you would, chances are it's okay.
Yeah.
Make the comment or say something. And if you think to yourself, no, I wouldn't appreciate it, then maybe you ought to hold back.
Yes. Yes. Completely true.
And always assume the positive. Instead of assuming that they're unhealthy, let's just break that. Let's assume that they are. And, first of all, if it's none of your business, it's none of your business. Yeah. But don't assume that they're unhappy or unhealthy. Yeah. Let's assume that they're happy and healthy.
Yeah. True.
Let's just make that switch.
Yep.
We could always assume that.
Yep.
Okay, and don't say anything if what you're saying to the person is because they are fat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
If you're going to say, oh, you can make it, it's not that far. If you're doing it because they're the fat person there,
if you're going to say something that singles them out, like you said, if you're about to say something that's going to single them out, don't say it.
Right. Yeah.
Just don't say it.
Just pass on by,
Because you don't know, your comment might make that person unhappy.
Or it might embarrass them if there's more than one person around, or...
Yeah, so your comment might make them unhappy or, embarrassed.
Self-conscious.
So don't say it.
But we need to break that cycle. So those are things that we can do. Those are things that we can do.
Yeah.
Is to think about that. And having been on that other end of it, not once did I appreciate the comment. I mean, I know they weren't their intent was not hurtful,
Yeah.
But, none of the times was it welcomed or did it make me feel any better.
Yeah.
So we need to think about that.
You can't, I'll say this, you can't pull a Tia out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that Tia is my daughter and she pulls out a positive quotient in it. Everything. If there's something going on, Tia will tell you the positive about it. So, but we cannot always pull that out. Especially as adults, we cannot always pull one of those out.
So just let's be mindful of everything that we're doing and everything that we're saying. Even if we think it has a positive intent, just run through those things in your head. Would I say this to everybody? Am I singling that person out because they're fat? Would I appreciate that comment said to me? Yeah. Let's think about those things before we make the comments. Yeah. So I hope you all have enjoyed this discussion.
We would love to hear from you. Have you been on which side of the scale have you been on regarding this video? And
because I've been on both. So leave us a comment down below. Has anybody said anything to you that just hit you kind of wrong?
Or maybe after listening to this video, you thought of something you said and you're like, okay.
Because I've done that.
Yeah. So we would like to hear from you because I'm sure this is not just our mindset. So we would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe.
And give us a thumbs up. Because we really want to reach people.
Yes.
So share this video with people you think might need to hear it.
Yeah.
Or might want to be uplifted by it.
Yeah.
Knowing that they're not alone.
Yeah.
And make sure you go over to kindredvegans.com
and
sign up for our newsletter. And if you're struggling, just give us a comment down below and we will reach out to you. Because that's what we enjoy doing. We enjoy helping other people as people have helped us.
Exactly. That's true.
So
we will see you back again next Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.